Hello everybody and welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 9. I am away this week, but I still wanted to show you guys some really cool stuff that you could do with Lumostone. So today's Tutorial Tuesday, we're going to be looking at two very small little things that you can do with Lumostone that are just kind of more tricks than anything else. I don't think they're really practical, but I think they're pretty cool personally, so I decided to show them off to you. So what we're standing in right now is a little bit of a mock-up of just an interrogation room that you would usually see in any kind of police drama type TV show. Now, I've been watching a few of these recently and had a bit of an inspiration to build one of these in SkySaga, but of course, the main component that you need for any kind of interview room like this is not only do you need a huge amount of lighting overhead, which is always just turned on, but you need a one-way mirror. So we have a quick look behind us. You can see that you can barely see out through that little set of lamps there that we've got kind of on the wall. But if we come out here and, you know, leave like a free person, come over into the observation room, you'll see that we can actually see back through into the room pretty easily. That's because for some reason Lumostone lamps right now don't have a back face to them, so you can see right on through them and into the interrogation room. Now, building this itself is quite easy, and we'll go through that in just half a second, but I wanted to quickly show you the other little thing that I want to build out in today's episode, and that is a animated fireplace. Now, I know you can get braziers and all sorts of things that can give nice little smoke effects, but at this point in time, there's nothing that gives like a really nice fire effect. So that's what I've attempted to do here with this little setup. So if we stand on this pressure plate, you'll see that the turrets start going off and we're going to get a nice little flame appearing over top of our logs, which, if it wasn't for the fact that these turrets make so much noise, this would be a really cool effect to have inside a fireplace. Unfortunately, it can only be done in a one wide space, and you do have these turrets sitting on either side flashing. Obviously, you could cover these up with some extra blocks and have the fireplace recessed in by one block to make all of this stuff work, but I mean, like I said, it's a little bit of a trick. It's something that I think is quite cool. It may not be all that practical, but I like it, and I like it a lot. It's really cool. Of course, this would be a lot better if you suddenly had the sound bug on your island. If you put too much Lumostone down, you get a little bit of a sound bug. You stop hearing Lumostone sounds, which means that this would actually be pretty near perfect, because you wouldn't hear these turrets firing. You would just see the flashing that you get from these. The other thing I will point out is it is very bright. You can see the sun is going down now, and we're getting very large illuminations coming off of this thing. So it's quite possible to illuminate a large room with this, albeit it will be a flickering light source. So let's get on how we build both of these circuits. Now, the first one is really simple. All you're going to need is blocks, Lumostone lights, and AND gates. Now, a single AND gate is fine for this. Basically, all we need to do is make sure that those lamps don't turn on when not given any input. So all we need to do for this guy is we're just going to build up a little bit of a wall with a gap in that wall that you want to have your one-way mirror looking through. And you're going to come behind the wall, place a block just like that. So you've got a little one deep recess. Take out your Lumostone light, place your Lumostone light in the little recess, and come out behind it and remove all of the blocks. Just like that, and there you go, bam! You can see all the way through it, and you can't see back in. This would actually probably be a little bit better for like a porthole, I would say, because it works a lot better when it's one wide, when it's like just a one-by-one thing, rather than when you've got multiples of them. Because as you saw in there are still a few holes in the sides and things that you can see through, meaning that it's not a perfect one-way mirror, but it's not too bad at all. So for the fireworks system, or the animated fire system, all you need are 2 blocks to place this down on. So we're just going to place our 2 blocks here and here. You're going to need 2 turrets. You're going to need a log or some form of decor that you want to make look like it's burning. I mean, if you don't want to do it that way, you can just put these things on the ground and have the flame coming from nowhere, essentially. You need 2 NOT gates, a single AND gate, and some form of input. I'm just using a pressure pad, but you could use a flip-flop or a latch or something to keep the thing on for a lot longer. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to mention over here, with the one-way mirror, you just want to put an AND gate down anywhere, probably hide it somewhere is the best bet. and hook that to any of the lights that you have on. This just ensures that when you jump out of the island and reload again, that these lights are going to stay off, because when they turn on they just look a little bit weird, and yeah, they don't work quite as well. So anyway, back to the fire system. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put down the turrets. I'm just going to, yeah, we'll put down the turrets. So the first turret is pretty easy. You just place that facing the way you want it to go. The second turret, you need to kind of edge your way in and place it like that as well. So perfect. Now these two things are lined up and facing each other. Then we're going to go through and place our log between those. Coming out the back, we're going to grab out our two knot gates and just place them one down after the other like that, and then link the two together. So we're just going to take one line from one and run it into the other and back the other way, just like that. And when that happens, these two things are going to start flashing quite rapidly, and we've used this before in the pseudo random system. And then we're going to grab out our AND gate and place that down. So now we're going to take one of the NOT gates that's flashing quite rapidly and push that into the AND gate at the A side. The A side, the AND gate is then going to run into both of the turrets, just like this. And then we're going to place down our input, which, as I said before, this can be anything you like. I'm just running mine off a single pressure plate just to show you guys how it works. I'm going to run that into the B side of this AND gate. So now when you step on that pressure plate or turn that input on, it's going to pass this madly pulsing thing through into these two turrets, and they're going to fire, and they're going to fire so fast that they're actually not firing pellets each time, but they are making that smoke and fire puff effect that you saw before. So when we stand on this, you get that nice fire effect happening. And as you can see, I've now got the Lumostone bug because I've connected too many Lumostone lines right now. And yeah, there you go. We've got a nice fire effect and none of that drawback of having those really loud sounds going on. But there you go. That is how you build the one-way mirror and the animated fire effect. Like I said, they're just the little cool things, and they're probably not all that practical. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next video.